All right, so Godsend Mix Media, so Ken made a video about like how to make your own create edit type of like that's what he titled or named it. Yeah, let me just make my own because why not, right? I was just playing around with it the other day, and during that process, something was cooked, and that is the quick masks tool for DaVinci Resolve, which allows you to add or create masks on top of elements using Fusion effects right in the edit page. So how does it work? Let's say we have these. Let's just add a random clip right here, and it's gonna be this DaVinci Resolve logo because I don't know, it's a little bit easier this way. So I'm gonna fill the screen completely so we can see exactly how the mask works. If you go to effects and you have downloaded this effect, I've added it to the quick. I'm adding it to the quick, not quick. I'm adding it to the micro tools like collection, right? So if you want to check it out, go and download it from the SUALVI website. Okay, so you've added the effect to your element, but nothing is working yet. That is because we have the mask type set to polygon. And if you want these to be a polygon, you have to draw a polygon mask around it. So to be able to draw these, you're just gonna go to the viewer right here and turn on the Fusion overlay. Now you can draw around and have your own mask. And here you can also select all the points. If you want to smooth them out, I think if you press Shift S, it will become sort of like a more organic shape in case that's if you want to do some weird type of mask onto your element. Now, in this case, there isn't really tracking option yet. So I don't know if I'll add that in the future. Maybe if it is something that could be helpful, I would. But yeah, that is basically the polygon mask. You just draw around with the polygon. And then there's an ellipse right here that you can also adjust in the viewer or use the inspector right here. When I first made these, I had the idea for it to only be in the viewer. Like you only had to adjust this in the viewer. But for some reason, if these elements were not put in here, they were not going to show up in the viewer. So I had to add all of these here as well. But that means that you can also now change these, the settings or the values from here. If you don't want to use the viewer mode right here, if you don't like it, maybe, or yeah, so it's up to you basically. And then lastly, you have the rectangle that you can also adjust the corner radius here as well, and then move these around. Now by default, you can see that when I move that around, it uses this center or the overall position of the element, because that's an extra control that you have, because that's something that's needed. And if you use only this transform right here, it will only affect the element or that's under it and not the fusion effect itself. Like here, you can see how it moves under the mask basically. So yeah, we have the overall controls here. And then you can play around with the edges as well if you want to do that, add repetitions or create some sort of like interesting effect. So yeah, you can just create a ton of different things with these type of effect. That's basically how it works. Okay, so like I made these because I want to be able to create like all the masks in here in the edit page for this edit. So what I ended up doing using it for is, for example, in this case, with this timeline, which is still I want to like adjust something because I'm not entirely happy with the result yet. But that's what I did. I added these effects to them, and then I just copy and pasted the same clip or frozen clip as an image. And then I use that to mask, and we'll have them all appear with the beat or matching the beat. So yeah, that's the sort of thing that you can use these for, but there's probably a lot more like things that you can do with these type of effect right from the edit page. So for example, in this logo as well, I actually use that same mask and then just pre-comp them to create this like more mixed composition, I guess you could call this. But that's how these works. If you want to download it, go to the SUALVI website and then check out the micro tools collection. And then I'm going to add these to that collection of tools that I have available for DaVinci Resolve. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.